right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. All right, this is the brother Yakanan from the GMS England branch. I have here this article, and this is concerning the brick cards that has been circulating, in news for the last few days. Now it says universal digital brick cards on an app could soon be used to prove who you are. All right. Now it says you could soon need to show a card on an app to get a job or rent a house under a proposed universal digital identity scheme. A brick card will be a free mandatory electronic credential. All right. Now the key word here is mandatory. All right. This is going to be a mandatory electronic credential that you're going to need in order to prove who you are. All right. Eventually, to work. All right. To have a bank account, to rent a property, to buy a property. Okay. This is going to be a mandatory credential that you're going to actually need in order to function and to exist on the grid. Okay. And as we've been saying, as time gets closer to the end of this man's kingdom, things are going to get a lot more harsh. Things are going to get a lot more draconian concerning, the laws that they put in place. All right, because we are in that time. And as it tells us, and I'll get it right quick, in Revelation 12 and verse 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." Okay? So time is literally running out in order for them to launch this this beast system, all right, which eventually is going to be crowned, with the MOTB, the Revelation 13 and 16. All right, so that's why they're moving in great haste in order to get this accomplished, which is going to happen, all right, because it's biblical prophecy. And as it tells us in Isaiah 55 and verse 11, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void." So when the Lord has spoken a thing, all right, that thing is going to materialize and come into reality upon the earth. So the mark of the beast is an inevitability. It's not a maybe, all right? It's actually going to happen in these last days, man, okay? So again, having great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So there's a great urgency towards pushing this beast system and the components that go with it, because they want to move quickly and they want to get this, completed upon the earth. Which again, as I mentioned from time to time, they're really doing the Lord's work, because this is the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. Now let's go back to this article. So it says a brick card would be a free mandatory electronic credential stored on a person's smartphone on the planned gov.uk wallet app. Employers, immigration, banks, and landlords could use a verifier app to conduct checks. All right, so this is going to be a system that all of these governing bodies and systems are going to have access to verify who you are as a person. Okay, that is beast technology. That is the technology that is going to be synchronized with the MOTB, because it's going to be the same thing. All information in one place that's going to be accessible by all of these bodies, all of these, different organizations, so on and so forth, that need to verify who you are. So this is all leading, to the chip. It's all leading to the MOTB. And for those that, have your spiritual eyes open, all right, you're going to clearly see this. Now it says the card was proposed today in a policy paper by Labour Together that has been handed to number 10 with a poll conducted by the influential think tank finding 80% of Britons would support a digital identity card. All right? So according to their statistics, 80% of Britons would support the idea, of an identity card, man. Okay, so when they're pushing, this whole thing with issues of immigration and who's who, these are all engineered situations to bring about, the bigger picture and the bigger plan, which is, chipping the people. So, of course, you're going to have an abundance of individuals that's going to be for this because they think, that it's going to work in their favor. But at the end of the day, the agenda of the wicked elites is to take away your perceived liberty that you think you have already, of everyone, okay? Or the Abkeo. So it says the government are examining the protocols. Salakia, the government are examining proposals which Labour Together said would also help reduce visa overstayers and benefit fraud. Okay, so again, the selling point that they're using right now is that it's going to benefit visa overstayers and also benefit fraud, which is also something that they use to push to to create division, in society, especially over here in the UK. Benefit fraud, people on benefits and individuals that are not working and so on and so forth. It's all a game, all right? It's all engineered crisis and engineer instability so they can gain control. All right? So that's it from here. This just shows you that things are moving, all right? Things are moving in the right direction concerning the manifestation of the MOTB. Now, the second article I have here, this is concerning Neuralink, and it says Neuralink secures $650 million Series E funding to expand patient access to brain chip technology. All right, and this is dated June 4th, 2025. All right, 4 or 5 days ago. So let me read further down. It says Elon Musk's brain-computer interface startup Neuralink secured $650 million in E-Series funding to expand patient access to its technology and build new devices, the company announced in a blog post. And these are all the investors that you see here. All right, these are all the investors. All right, so you got enterprises out there that are investing hundreds of millions of dollars, all right, into this technology. Now, if this was a waste of time and something that wasn't going to catch on or something that wasn't definitely the future, then why would you have so many different companies invested hundreds of millions of dollars into this technology and into making sure that it still, thrives? Because they know that this is what's next. They're literally investing in the future. They're investing in what they know is going to be a reality real soon upon the earth. Okay? And you're always seeing articles concerning, brain chip technology and how, the market for it is always going up. Why is chip technology always going up? Why is it being worth, more and more and more? Because people know, especially people in particular positions of power and, people that are in the know in the tech world, they know to invest in brain chip technology because that is the future. Just like people are investing, in AI because it's taken over. That's what they're pushing because that's where they want the course of the world to go next. Okay? So it says the company's brain-computer interface technology is designed to give paralyzed patients the ability to control digital devices using only their minds. The company's N1 implant includes 1,024 electrodes distributed among 64 threads, according to the company's website. All right, so that technology is getting more and more sophisticated the closer that we draw near, to the end of this man's kingdom, or at least the information that they're revealing. They're choosing to reveal at particular stages, showing you, that it's basically ready to go. All right, ready to be used. All right, because as we know, a lot of this technology, has been perfected many years ago. Okay, but they just release it to you in increments. All right, gradualism. So we there. All right. We're at that point where everything is amalgamated and everything is coming together. And if you still can't see that the MOTB is the mark of the beast, all right, that is the chip, all right, spoken of in Revelation 13 and 16, all right, then hey, you're gonna be destroyed in these last days, all right. To put it simple, and plain to the point. So I'm gonna close out, with that. Lord willing, this brief update was edifying. And until next time, I'll say shalom.